Hi everybody, Jeff Westfall here with the next lesson in Rearward Ukemi techniques, and we'll finish up the basic form with today's installment. So today we're going to talk about slapping and demonstrate it a little bit, show you how to integrate it. Slapping, I discussed last time why we do it. I'll give you a little more on that. It helps to reduce some of the impact. It helps to coordinate the entirety of the break fall, and it also helps leave you in a better position after the break fall to avoid what might happen with ground grappling afterwards. For example, it can control your rotation and keep you from turning your back on your opponent, which can be really useful. Today we're going to look at the double slap, the two-arm slap. For the rearward break fall, for falling to the rear, you usually slap with both arms. With rotational break falls, which we're going to get into in the future, you usually will slap with just one arm. So let's get busy. So here I am. I'll tell you what, let's start like this. I'm going to begin on a diagonal line here so you can see different angles. And my slap actually only hits from mid-forearm, not at the elbow, mid-forearm to fingertip. So about half of the old biblical cubit. The bottom half is our slapping device. I don't want to hit only with my hand. I don't want to allow my elbow to hit. Those are your two ends of the extremes. Those are your two extremes, and we want to hit that Goldilocks spot in the middle. If my back is flat and my core muscles are relaxed, I can't do this correctly. My elbows will hit. If I'm sitting up too high, only my hands can hit. So there's an optimal angle, sort of like holding a crunch, where that's just about right. That felt good. That's going to take you practice to learn to find. So your first drill is exactly that. Finding this angle, slapping and coming back. I like to start crossed, like this, and I like to finish by bringing the hands back. That gets you out of the habit of leaving your hand on the mat in a potential ground grappling situation. If I do this and come back, now I'm ready to make frames with the opponent who's trying to come down and get a position of control. This doesn't do much to prevent my opponent from getting to a position of control. So a bad habit is to slap and leave your hands out. So again, I'm curved, my core is curved, slap and bring it back. And as I already mentioned, your quality control is determined by whether or not you feel your elbow hit, or if you feel only your hand hit. If you feel only your hand hit, you know you haven't gone far enough into your roll. If you feel your elbow hit, and it will be a double hit. Let me see if I can let you hear this. You hear the bump? That's my elbow hitting first, and then my forearm and hand hitting second. That's not good. It's not good for your elbows. It's not the way you want to do the break fall. So that's the first element, is learning to find the correct angle of your core, get the correct part of your arm hitting, get the there and the back motion working for you. Now we want to integrate it into the other motions we've already worked on. So let's go to our 3 base transfer and add it in. Actually, let's wait on that. Let's do something else first. We're going to go to our rocking chair motion this way. I'm going to get diagonal again. I think you can see more of my body that way. And as I'm doing the rocking chair, I cross my arms and I try to time it. When I get comfortable with that, next, I go to my forefoot squat. I call it forefoot squat because I'm not on my heels. Now I make my double forearm crossed position in preparation. I will go ahead and execute my 3 base transfer and time my break fall with it. If you're slow on the recovery, your legs will be up here in the way when you try to bring your hands back together. So you want to bring the hands back quickly so the legs don't get fouled up in the execution. Finally, we want to integrate it from standing. Well, that's simply a matter of doing what we've already done, which is to do your drop, blend smoothly into your 3 base transfer, and add in the slap. So I'll give you a few different angles of that. It's a good idea to have your hands already here, although when you find yourself surprised, your hands usually will take the correct position. So I'm here and back up. Give you a different angle. And from the side. Let me give you a rear diagonal. That might be a good one. I hope you find this instruction useful. It's a good primer, a good remedial training wheels level brake fall to learn. And then when we get into the rotational brake falls later, the long axis rotation brake falls, it'll be really useful to have already practiced this slap correctly. Where I hit it hard, get on the mat. This is something you can practice by yourself, as long as you don't drive whoever you're living with crazy with the noise. And I'll be back with you soon with some more brake fall training.